Let's get into that MHJ offensive rookie of the year
Yeah,
conversation.
let's do it.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
we are in a position now with Marvin Harrison Jr. where I think he is the favorite if no quarterback separates himself. Would you agree with that?
Say that again.
I think he's the favorite to win
Yeah,
the honors if no QB separates himself.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, Caleb is in a really good position there
He
in
is.
Chicago, no doubt about it. But then you look at the other guys like Drake May and Jaden Daniels, who I think I saw a report where the Commanders had him as their QB1 in the entire draft.
Sure, guys.
Yeah, Bo Nix and Michael Penix. He's going to be holding the clipboard.
Can I just say too? I forgot Bo Nix had been drafted by the Broncos like today. When there was somebody on Twitter like Bo Nix should get to wear 7 in Denver. I'm like, what? What happened? That's how I'm sorry, our DMV, our peeps, they're great. That's how irrelevant the Broncos are to me. Like they
Right.
don't. Bo Nix to the Broncos is not tracking for me.
Wait, he
Go
should
ahead.
get to wear 7?
That's what
He's going to
somebody
wear
said. Give him
Elway's
Elway's.
number?
That's how they think they're going to break the Elway curse. Is just to give somebody else 7.
That's blasphemous. First off, did he never even wear 7? Did he?
I thought he was 7.
He was 10. I
Maybe
mean,
not.
Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I don't think he
Oh,
ever wore 7. He's like,
I
hey,
think they wanted the Elway juju to go to Bo Nix.
that's terrible.
They
That's
have a
awful.
very different skill sets. I think John Elway has slightly stronger arm than Bo Nix. Bo, you can attest to that.
He's out there throwing grounders like a father to his son in the backyard at the Senior Bowl. But yeah, I mean, you got to keep the rest of the league from drafting him, Sean Payton. You really pulled that one. I was like Ocean's 11 as far as how just kind of the tricks you were pulling off.
It's Caleb though is the biggest competitor.
Caleb, yeah, for sure. The other like Malik Neighbors isn't going to be making an impact, whether it's Daniel Jones or Tommy DeVito throwing on the football, or Drew Lock. No disrespect, Shane. And who else do we have? I mean, Brian Thomas. He's splitting time in Jacksonville, and
Rome is with Caleb.
Yeah.
So like Rome's not going to win it over Caleb on his own team.
Right. If Roma Dunze is in a position to win, that means Caleb Williams is going to win it. The quarterback always gets it. And then you got to look at like Keon Coleman, but I just don't think that he's immediately going to make an like. Is he going to consistently make an impact in Buffalo?
Like Marv's going to have to be undeniable to win this award. I think the Cardinals, fair or not, are going to have to be at least in postseason contention. I think they're going to have to be relevant. He's going to have to be making big time plays. When Puka Nacua had a historic year for a rookie, I mean, it took another historic year for a quarterback and CJ Stroud to get that team to the postseason. Like I think Caleb and Marvin are the favorites. Caleb's definitely the overall favorite, though. You have to give it to him. He's set up for success. If he throws for 4,000 yards and takes the Bears to the playoffs, I don't think it's going to matter what the other stats are. You check a box that hasn't been checked. You take a middling franchise to the postseason in that division. Like, I think as much as I would love offensive rookie of the year for Marvin, I think a bigger deal is like, I think Marvin can make the Pro Bowl this year. I think if Marvin has like 12, 13, Cardinal fans are going to vote for him. If he has 12, 1,300 yards this year, like Puka Nacua made the Pro Bowl this year. Like at the end of the day, like that's what I care about. Are you among the best of your peers? Because I can tell you right now, we're going to be looking. And no disrespect to Neighbors or Odunze, there's going to be a moment where we all look together collectively after Marvin puts together like a 3-touchdown performance on a football Sunday and be like, there were teams in the NFL and there were media that were saying that Malik Neighbors was wide receiver 1. And we're just going to be able to laugh at that. Like that, I'm not comparing Marvin to his rookie.
Remember the NFL.com thing about the power rankings? Like, and arguably the top wide receiver in the draft was like, no, idiot.
Who's arguing that? You against the wall? Come on.
I'm looking at what Geno Smith did the last 2 seasons in Seattle, and I think that, with the talent level of Caleb Williams and Waldron going there, and of course what he's surrounded with in his rookie season, like Caleb Williams is going to be able to put up some numbers. Geno Smith put up 50 touchdowns the last 2 seasons. Nice. Waldron's got a lot to work with that offense. That's going to be tough to compete with in the rookie of the year competition, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, I think Marvin, what you have stat, is it too early for stat predictions for Marvin Harrison Jr., Bo? Like if he plays 17 games, if Kyler Murray plays a full season, I mean, like, I think he's like minus 500 to hit 1,000 yards. And I think with his red zone prowess, would you be disappointed if he didn't have double-digit touchdowns this year? I know that's crazy to put on a rookie.
No,
You
I
don't.
wouldn't be disappointed. No,
Okay.
because of the riches that Kyler Murray has in the red zone, whether
Yeah.
it's pounding it in with James Conner or Trey McBride, and I mean we saw how good Trey McBride could be in the red zone with competent play calling, and then Michael Wilson would emerge, and I think in the final couple games of the season last year, whether it was in the red zone or sticking with the 2-point conversion, like he's just another big body. So Kyler Murray's going to have the luxury of just whoever's got one-on-one, whoever's just open.
Yeah. The touchdowns are going to be interesting to see how they're delved out. But I fear we put so much, we in the media, we here locally, we put such high expectations. But Austin Ford really put it best when he called Harrison. Hey, you just got to get open, catch the ball, help us win, whatever that looks like, right? And there are going to be Sundays where he's not putting up huge numbers because this team's going to be running for 250 yards like they did last year. And I think, again, I'm okay with that. They have an identity and they exploited teams last year by using